Okay, so I've been having some trouble recording this due to a lack of storage space on my iPad. So a lot of the problems are already done, so I'm going to explain it as we go. This is a review on lessons 5.1 to 5.3 for algebra. So as you can see, the first one, we're asked to solve t plus 1 is less than or equal to -3. So we need to get t by itself. In order to do that, we need to subtract the 1, since it's plus. We're going to do that to both sides, right here. And we get t is less than or equal to -4. And then we need to graph it on a number line. So we look at the symbol, and if it's a less than or equal to, or if it's a greater than or equal to, you're going to put a closed circle at the number because it includes the number. And then if it is less than, we're going to point the arrow towards numbers less than that number. So I pointed it to the left, and it's a closed circle at -4. Next one, we're asked to define a variable, write an inequality, and solve. Whenever it says define a variable, that's really just included in writing the inequality, making sure that we have a variable. So that's why I crossed this out. So we're writing an inequality and solving. The words a number usually represent our variable, so I put that as n. Decrease by is going to be minus, so -9. And then at least is always going to be greater than or equal to. So n minus 9 is greater than or equal to 23. Then to solve for n, we're going to add 9 to both sides. And then we get n is greater than or equal to 32. Next one, we're solving these inequalities. We started for this first one as y over 12, or y divided by 12, is greater than -4. So to cancel out the 12, we need to multiply by 12 on both sides. So we get y is greater than -48. And then the second one, -4 times n is less than or equal to 96. To cancel out the -4 times n, we're going to divide by -4. Since we divided by -4, we need to flip the symbol, and that gives us n is greater than or equal to -24. Next one, we're asked which inequality below does not have the solution, and it's written in set builder notation. This means all the values of x where x is less than -3. You just need to focus on the part that I've circled there. X is less than -3. And we're looking for which letter gives us an answer that is not x is less than -3. So as you can see, for A, if you divide by -2 to solve for x, you are going to get x is less than -3, so that's not a solution that matches what the question is. And then B, you're dividing by 8, which also gives you x is less than -3. And then C, we're going to multiply by -3, which flips the symbol, so that gives us actually x is greater than -3. So that's going to be our answer, because that is not x is less than -3. The next two we're also going to solve. This is multi-step equations, or multi-step inequalities. So we're solving for x. For the first one, we get it's -x over 4. I always apply the negative symbol to the number, but we're first going to add 10 because we are subtracting by 10. So we add 10 to both sides, right here. And we get -x over 4 is greater than or equal to 20. and then we need to multiply by -4 to cancel that out, and that gives us, flipping the symbol, x is less than or equal to -80. And then the second one, we have 12 is less than 2x minus 4. To get x by itself, we need to add 4 first to both sides. That gives us 16 is less than 2x. We need to get 2 gone, so we divide by 2. That gives us 8 is less than x, or you can read it as x is greater than 8. So either one of these is correct. This one, we have many steps here. We're going to start with the first line is going to distribute. When we see distributive property, we always start there. So we're going to distribute the 3 to both the x and the -8. And then we're going to distribute the -2 to both the x and the 3. So we get here. Now we're combining like terms on that side. So we can do 3x minus 2x, which gives us x, and -24 minus 6, which gives us -30. So we have x minus 30. Then we need to combine like terms across the inequality symbol. So I'm going to add x here. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. So I'm going to add x. So I get 22 is less than or equal to 2x minus 30. Then I need to combine like terms with the numbers. So I'm going to add 30 to both sides. That gives me 52 is less than or equal to 2x. And then I divide by 2 to get 26 is less than or equal to x, or x is greater than or equal to 26. So either one of these in the circle. Next one we're going to write and solve again. It says define a variable, but again, we know that that's just putting a variable to when it has the phrase where a variable is needed. So if we have the sum of a number is the variable. So n plus, and it says 2, so n plus 2. And we have the symbol is less than, and then 18 less the number. So less the number, that means we're going to take the number away. So minus n. So n plus 2 is less than 18 minus n. We're going to combine like terms, combine the n's together, and we get 2n plus 2 is less than 18. So we add the 2, subtract the 2 to get 2n is less than 16, and then we divide by 2 to get n is less than 8. And the last problem, we're going to figure out an expression that matches the word problem. So Michael is mailing some letters at the post office. Stamps cost 54 cents each, and that's going to be giving us our variable 54 times x, 54 cents, so 0.54 times x. But he also needs to mail a package that costs $9.56, so we're going to add that to it. So we get 0.54x plus 9.56. But then which expression shows how many letters he can mail if he has $20 to spend in total? So we know our symbol has to be less than or equal to 20. So our choices are all the same first parts of the expression, just the symbols are different. So we just need to focus on the fact that it's less than or equal to 20. So that gives us D. And that concludes the quiz review for lessons 5.1 to 5.3.